Hey guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Naruto becomes a dragon sage, Naruto x Shizune, part 1. Subscribe if you enjoy the video, let's start the story. Please don't die, just don't die. Tsunade begged, pumping jutsu into Naruto's heart. She couldn't let Naruto die before he accomplished his dream. Shizune was holding back some tears, she grew fond of Naruto, especially after their conversation about Tsunade's past. When she found out he wanted to win the necklace just to take away her sensei's burden, her respect and admiration for him grew. He even protected Tsunade and her from Kabuto's onslaught. How could someone be so selfless? Naruto-kun, please be alright. Shizune thought, looking at the blonde laying on the ground. Finally, that nuisance is gone, you should be thanking me. Now the Akatsuki plans are ruined. Orochimaru said. Tsunade looked up at the snake and glared at him, her killing intent rising, causing both Jiraiya, Kabuto and Orochimaru to shiver in fear. Why do I feel scared? She's nothing compared to me, and yet. Naruto woke up, looked around, and saw he was in the sewer. Oh great, I'm here again. Naruto said, looking at the cage, and saw the fox laying down depressed. What's the matter with you? I'm sick of your kind. They said, surprising Naruto. You treat my kind like monsters, but you'll use our power like we're weapons. You kill just like we do, the only thing different between my kind and yours is our size. Naruto was quiet and looked at the fox confused and with sympathy. Where's this coming from all of a sudden? I always thought about this until I saw you. Even though you had a taste of my power, you never abused it, you experienced hatred but don't want revenge. You're different. Because I don't want to hate. To be honest, I don't hate you, but I blame you for my life. At the same time, we both didn't ask to be here. Since you feel like talking, tell me, why did you attack our village? Because I was forced to. I was put under and then started to rampage in the village where the masked man summoned me. I was just trying to break it, I just happened to cause damage in the process. Naruto's eyes widened at the confession and for once he was quiet. He wanted to refute but he somehow knew the fox was telling the truth. Naruto felt like scum, he blamed the fox just like the villagers. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have blamed you. The fox smiled, in truth he knew how the boy would react and he was happy he was right, now he wouldn't regret what he would do. I appreciate it, but I can't stand it anymore. I want to be free and there's only one thing I can do. Kurama put his hand on the cage and it started to glow gold. Unknown to Naruto, the seal was meant to purify Kurama jutsu and give it to Naruto. Kurama was just enhancing it a bit. What are you doing? Naruto asked. Kurama had tears coming out his eyes, to Naruto it looked like he was in pain. Stop. You're hurting yourself. They smiled. Consider this a gift. And save my brethren from the mask. Oh, and my name is Kurama. They said before disappearing. The sewer started to vibrate and the whole area turned white. Naruto looked around and he was surrounded by an open sky and standing on a light blue sea, his jutsu. He looked up in the sky and saw a glowing bright yellow-orange sphere leaking a glowing stream into the blue sea and some seawater was going into the sphere. Kurama. Where are you? Kurama. Naruto cried out. He didn't know why he felt sad that the fox was gone, maybe because it was a part of him, or maybe it was pity. Outside the blonde's mindscape, he was currently in a hotel lying in the lap of Tsunade, who was caressing his locks. His vitals were normal, but he still hasn't woken up and it's been hours. She was rubbing his cheek smiling. Damn. Got me worried and attached. Ha-chan. Naruto mumbled sleep, nuzzling his head in Tsunade's hand. Tsunade's heart skipped a beat. She never had a chance to be a mother because her fiancé died and hearing Naruto say that brought a feeling she never felt before. She couldn't help but smile. She thought about adopting him at that moment. Jiraiya told her about his life in the village and she was quite disappointed in the villagers and the council, not to mention her sensei, even though he was gone. You know, you two do look like mother and son. Tsunade looked up at Shizune, blushing a storm. Shizune walked up to the two and looked at Naruto. He's done so much for us in the little time we've known him and he's just a genius. The hardship he went through because of his burden, I think you and him should establish a relationship like a mother to a son. You two both lost family and your clans are distant cousins, plus you two don't look that much different. Tsunade sighed. It's not that I don't want to, I just don't know how he would feel. I always wanted a family, but nothing, my lady, it's time to move on. And, as for Naruto-kun, I have a sneaky suspicion he would want it as much as you. Shizune said with a smirk, looking down at the blonde. Tsunade looked down and saw Naruto was awake with tears in his eyes. You really wouldn't mind having me as a son? Naruto asked with a hopeful expression. Tsunade looked at the boy, there was no way she could say no to that face. Plus if she was honest, she wanted it too. Sure, as long as I can be your mother, Naruto Senju. Tsunade said, Naruto's eyes widened and smiled. Naruto Uzumaki was no more. Tsunade put her necklace around his neck. I'm glad to see you're alright. Everyone turned to Jiraiya, who just walked into the room. I thought you might have been communicating with the fox since your healing factor is faster. Naruto's eyes shot open. That's right. Pervy sage, the fox is gone. Jiraiya narrowed his eyes. What do you mean he's gone? Naruto looks down in guilt. The fox hated humanity and destroyed himself by trying to force himself in through the cage. He said he gave me a gift, but I don't feel any different. Jiraiya was quiet, contemplating what he was told. Tsunade was happy that her, now adopted son, didn't have to live with the burden, and Shizune was relieved. I believe it's to head back to the village and form a plan. Tsunade narrowed her eyes. Jiraiya was acting weird, it was almost like he was upset. I guess you're right, plus I kinda miss the village. So have I, Naruto-kun. May you show me around? Shizune asked. Naruto gave her a foxy grin and nodded. Sure, maybe we can head to the Chiraku's. Naruto offered. Shizune smiled and nodded. On the way back to the village, Naruto and Shizune were getting along well, engaging in multiple conversations, exchanging life stories. Shizune was concerned for the blonde. From what she understood from the information she learned from Naruto, he didn't have proper education, he was constantly attacked, his teammates were terrible, and most of his friends were jerks. She made a mental note to talk to her sensei about this. After greeting the Chunins at the gate, they walked through the village. Shizune was looking at the villagers glaring at her new favorite blonde, and if she was honest, she was quite disappointed. When the group walked up to the office door and opened it, the two elders were there smiling. Greeting Tsunade-sama, welcome back to the village. Kaharu said, bowing alongside Homura. Tsunade narrowed her eyes, she heard what these two did to her new son, but she held her tongue. Thank you honorable elders. Shizune, you and Naruto head out to the village and set up our home. Now we can get on to the situation regarding the village repairs in order and we finally take care of this demon. Kaharu said, glaring at the blonde as he left. Tsunade narrowed her eyes. Excuse me, what demon are you talking about? Tsunade asked. The elders closed the door behind them and turned to Tsunade. Uzumaki brat, do you honestly think a small boy can hold the power of the Kaharu asked. Yes I do, and allow me to correct a few errors you said. Tsunade said, walking around the desk and sitting down. First of all, let me ask you something, are you aware of the Uzumaki clan? But of course, one of our greatest allies that existed. Homura responded. Tsunade nodded. Yes, the Uzumaki clan was masters at the sealing art and me being part of the clan, it kinda upsets me that you doubt their sealing technique performed on Naruto. Tsunade said, confusing the two elders. What do you mean? The Yondaime was the one who sealed. Yes I know. Tsunade said, cutting Kaharu off. But this was originally from the Uzumaki clan, Mito Uzumaki taught it to the first and second. What you don't know, if anyone outside our clan performs that, the Reaper Death Seal, their life is forfeit. I understand, but what are you getting at? The fourth wasn't an Uzumaki, so he obviously used a weaker seal. Kaharu said. Wrong. The Yondaime wasn't a Uzumaki, but he was married to one. Kushina Uzumaki. How do you think the Yondaime gained his knowledge of seals? Because of Kushina, Minato was able to learn Hiraishin. The Yondaime used a S-rank sealing on the Kyuubi, with the power of the Grim Reaper at the cost of his soul. The fox with all his strength couldn't break the seal. The boy is still dangerous, as long as he is in him, he's a threat to the village. Kaharu said with a smirk. Tsunade saw this and returned it. Good thing the fox is gone. The elders looked confused. You see, Minato set up a fail-safe. Just in case the fox tries to escape, the seal would kill the fox. On my return mission, Naruto fought Kabuto to save me, and the fox tried to force himself through the seal, but it backfired by destroying him, ridding him of this world. That can't be without the fox, the village will seem weak. Homura said. Tsunade cocked an eyebrow. But is this what you cowards wanted? You are so afraid of Naruto that made his life a living hell. In fact, you civilians are so heartless, y'all should consider yourselves the real demon. Tsunade said. What if the demon brat is suppressing his power to trick you? After all, Uzumaki is very cunning. Just like a fox. Homura said. Tsunade gritted her teeth and couldn't take it. There's another thing you should know. Naruto Uzumaki is no more. As of a few days ago, he became Naruto Senju, my new heir. I sent a message to the daimyo and it was approved. The elders paled and soon they would turn white after Tsunade's next words. Now that Naruto's my heir, his father and mother can inherit, which means only he and I can have access to it. The elders were seething. They prevented Naruto from being adopted to gain access to his funds and have more control over him. Unfortunately, thanks to Minato, he was allowed to adopt with only the permission from the daimyo. Seeing their faces caused Tsunade to smirk. Now that's out of the way, call a council meeting. Time to inform everyone of my return and my Sachi's new condition. It's been a week since Tsunade arrived. She healed Naruto and Sasuke. She had Naruto settled in their new home. Tsunade grew attached to Naruto really fast, and Naruto never felt any happier. To finally have a family, it was a nice feeling. Tsunade was going over the reports in her new office on the village repairs when Shizune walked in looking sad. "Shizune, what's with the matter?" Shizune sighed and decided to get this over with. "My lady, you asked me to go over the reports of the exams, and I only found one person who was good enough to become a Shikamaru." Tsunade sighed and frowned. She was hoping her son would be good enough to be promoted, but she guessed it wasn't time. "I guess Naruto needs more training. He needs more than that." Tsunade listened and allowed Shizune to continue. "This is his academy record, I think you should go over it." Tsunade took the files and read through them. She was shocked at what she was looking at. This is atrocious, why was he allowed to become a genin like this? The fact that he was able to accomplish so much is amazing. I think it was because, besides Kiba-san, he used the fox jutsu in the majority of his fights, and, now that it's gone, he has no clutch to make up for his lack of skill. Tsunade knew what she had to do, but it would hurt the blonde. "I have no choice, but it's for his safety and his own good. Anbu, bring Naruto Senju to my office." Then Anbu appeared out of the shadows and disappeared. After 15 minutes, Naruto walked in with his foxy smiling. "Hi Kachan. You wanted to see me?" Tsunade's heart felt warm from the title, but she then remembered why she called him, which caused her heart to break. "Naruto, I want you to calm yourself and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you." Naruto heard the seriousness in her voice and nodded. "I went over your files and you are under the standard strength level for a genin. As Hokage and your mother, I have to take your headband from you. You have no Taijutsu style, jutsu control is bad, vocabulary is bad, your grades are terrible, and weapon throwing skills are decent at best." Naruto's eyes widened and small tears were slowly coming out. "But that's not me. Sachi please, I'm not done. I know your dream is to become one, and you know how much I love you, I can't lose you like Nawaki. So I'm going to put you on a probationary period for 2 months. In that time, I want you to correct and improve yourself. I know it's not your fault, I've heard about how the academy neglected you, and so has your team. You can still become, I just don't want you to die." Naruto absorbed everything he was told. He hated to admit, but he knew she was right. Plus she was his mother, he was sure this was hurting her. He sighed and looked down at the ground. "I understand." He took off his headband and necklace, proceeding to hand it over towards his mom. Tsunade slowly took it and turned to her son. He looked like he had given up on life, but she knew she had to do her best to fix it. "Oh, I know. How about I find you a tutor? What about Kakashi, Kurenai or Asuma?" Naruto shook his head. "Kakashi-sensei only trains the team and Asuma is lazy, according to Shikamaru, plus he still has his own team. Kurenai only knows a few moves I guess, but I couldn't take the teammate teacher." "Oh, how about Pervy Sage?" Tsunade's eyes narrowed in anger. "I've been trying to get a hold of that pervert, but he's been acting weird. Ever since we returned, he's been ignoring my calls." The two blondes were quietly trying to find someone that would teach her son. "What about me?" The blondes turned to Shizune. "I know more than the basics, I'm a well-rounded shinobi, and I wouldn't slack off when it comes to Naruto-kun, I won't take it easy. And plus, I always wanted to be a student." Tsunade stared at her assistant and smiled. Shizune had all her knowledge and she was well versed in ninjutsu, plus she could beat some manners into her son. "I accept Naru-chan. Shizune is very knowledgeable and I know she will commit to your studies and training. Who knows, you may also learn some medic ninjutsu." Naruto gave her a look of disbelief. "No thanks, it sounds kinda boring and I can't even learn it." Because Naruto stopped and realized he wasn't anymore. Tsunade smirked at his realization. "You weren't able to learn because the fox was messing with your control. Not only that, but after analyzing you, your jutsu level spiked up more than ever. Plus medical ninjutsu is not boring, it takes a lot of dedication." Tsunade informed her son, but he still didn't buy it. So she decided to use another method. "Did you know each before me had a specialty?" "What do you mean Kachan?" "Well, the first was a specialist in the medic ninjutsu, in fact he was so great, he was able to heal himself during battle. The second was gifted in and, plus he created the majority of the ninjutsu we use today. My sensei mastered every ninjutsu and earned the name the professor and your hero. The fourth was a master of and was said to be the fastest to ever walk the earth. But they also knew the village history and politics, which you lack. So please consider what type of person you want to be." Naruto listened carefully and Shizune, who was quiet, decided to speak. "Naruto-kun, I believe you can surpass all the other cages. You never had anyone who gave you time to help you. I'm not going to ignore or abandon you. You help us against Orochimaru, so allow me to help you." Naruto looked at both the females and gave them a genuine smile, not a foxy smile, a real one. "Thank you, Shizune-chan. I won't let you down. Naruto said. Shizune blushed and returned the smile. Tsunade was looking at the two from her desk. She noticed for the past few weeks that her student was looking at the blonde in a certain way. Does she have a thing for him? Well, now that is settled, Shizune, you take Naruto back to our compound and set up a schedule. I'll inform his team of the change. Oh, and Naru-chan. Yes, Ka-chan. Now you are relieved of your burden. After your training, we should announce it to the village. Maybe things will change. With your permission, of course. Naruto didn't even think of that. But for some reason he didn't care about the villagers' opinion. If you want, but you and Shizune-chan love is all I need. Naruto said, then blushed at the later mention. Tsunade smirked. It seems Naru-chan grew fond of Shizune as well. Shizune walked over to Naruto and grabbed his hand. Let's get going, Naruto-kun. We got a long 2 months ahead. Naruto's face was now crimson at the contact as both proceeded to their home. Few minutes after arriving, Shizune and Naruto were at the table making a list of the training exercises she was going to train Naruto in. Okay, Naruto-kun, we're going to be mostly doing physical training the first week, which consists of physical conditioning and taijutsu sparring. This will be from 6 am 9 am. Next we will meditate to calm your mind for about 30 minutes. At 9:30–11:30 am we'll work on your jutsu control. Afterwards, we will have lunch. Also, while you are doing physical training, you'll have Kage Bunshin to study the materials you'll need to know, like history and the making of the village, and, since you want to surpass the Yondaime. Shizune said. In truth, she wanted Naruto to learn the art to honor his clan, so using it as a way to surpass a Kage would motivate her blonde pupil. You got it, but why am I using Kage Bunshin? How will that help? Naruto asked. Shizune resisted the urge to smack her face. How could Kakashi not Jiraiya tell a genin who can make 1,000 clones the benefits of making clones? Okay, Naruto-kun, make a clone and I'll make one. Then we will send them out. Even though he was confused, he did as instructed and made a clone. Shizune did as well and made a clone. The Kage Bunshins walked out the door, and after a few minutes, Naruto blushed up a storm and started to sputter out of control and hold his cheek. You kissed me. Naruto said. Shizune smiled. How did you know that? What do you mean? You kissed me outside. What? But my Bunshin went outside. How did I? Naruto's eyes shot open in realization. My clone memories. That's right, you Kage Bunshin would do all the studying while you train physically. Once your clones are done with the study, they'll work on jutsu control for you, and if you do well, next month we can start element manipulation, and you're still thinking of the kiss, aren't you? Naruto nodded, blushing a bit, causing Shizune to sign. It's not a big deal, you have to concentrate. Well, I can't help it, I usually get hit on by girls. It feels nice getting kissed by a girl, especially one as beautiful as you. Naruto whispered the last part. Shizune blushed up a storm. He thinks I'm beautiful. Shizune coughed into her hand and tried to compose herself, or at least tried. She was smiling on the inside, and the best part, she hadn't unsealed her assets. Anyway, we will begin your studies tomorrow, and Naruto-kun. Naruto gave her his attention. I believe in you. She said, kissing him on the cheek again. That was for the compliment. Naruto stared into space, blushing up a storm, and started chuckling like an idiot. Shizune giggled a bit, especially since she never had such an effect on a guy. She actually felt beautiful for once. Tsunade starred at Team 7 after informing them about Naruto's probation. Kakashi signed and shook his head disappointingly. Sakura was annoyed, but Sasuke was smirking. Now the dope won't get in the way of my training. Tsunade eyed them carefully. She could tell none of them cared about what she told them, and it disappointed her. But it helps her think about what would happen in 2 months after Naruto's training is done. She made a mental note not to throw in some list of things Naruto had to learn, that way she can show this village not to mess with her Sachi. Naruto just woke up and he was wearing a tank top and some training shorts. He was currently sitting at a table waiting for his new sensei to give his breakfast. Shizune came out of the kitchen with a plate of omelette, bacon, and a muffin. Naruto-kun, to begin your training, we're going to change your diet and eating habits. Naruto gave her a confused look. What's wrong with my eating habits and my diet? Shizune signed and sat across Naruto. Naruto, your diet consists of mostly ramen, and you may not know it, but it's been stunting your growth. Don't want Sakura to like you? You have to change yourself. Naruto blushed, then frowned at the memory of her hugging Sasuke when Naruto brought Tsunade to heal the emo. Sakura didn't even acknowledge him, let alone thank him. She likes the team, she will never like me. In fact, no one would. Shizune frowned. That's the problem with fangirls. They like the dark, mysterious guy, but they don't know that can bite them. Nothing good ever comes out dating guys like that. I would rather date someone kind-hearted and put an effort to those they care about, someone who is selfless and can make me feel comfortable being around them. Someone like Shizune paused and turned to Naruto. She blushed a bit, confusing Naruto. Anyway, after you eat, we're going to put some weights on you and we are going to jog around the village. We? As in the both of us? Naruto asked. Of course, we're going to train together. Plus I've been kinda rusty myself. I can get back in shape a bit, so let's work together. Shizune. Naruto smiled and nodded. Even though they just started, she was already doing better than Kakashi. Now make some clones for them to study, just 5 should be enough, I left some books in your room. The weights and some training clothes are upstairs as well. After you get changed, meet me down here. Hi sensei. Naruto said before running up the stairs to his room. He saw some weights and some jogging shorts with a zip-up hoodie. He put the shorts weights on his legs and arms, but for some reason, it felt light. He then put on his orange hoodie and went downstairs. When he arrived, he was blushing up a storm because he saw Shizune wearing black tight workout shorts and a sports bra with a blue zip-up hoodie. Whoa, you look wow. Huh, something's different about you. She then noticed how toned he was. But when she heard the compliment, her face darkened. Thanks, you look nice too. Now let's head outside the gate. A few minutes later, they were out the gate doing some stretches outside the gate they both had weights on their legs and arms. Shizune had a 100 pounds on each of her limbs, while Naruto's 150 on each. Now Naruto-kun, when we run, we are going to add jutsu to our legs and arms, it helps strengthen our limbs. By doing this we are going to work another jutsu control exercise. But how with my control? Well, while we're jogging, you and I are going to speed up with our jutsu, but you have to use just the right amount of jutsu to stay at my side, you can't pass me, and you can't slow down. As you get used to it, I'll either add more or less jutsu to get you to adjust faster. Every time you mess up there will be another lap. Oh, I see. Can we get started? Naruto asked excitedly. Sure, on my mark. Naruto and Shizune bent down in a running position. Set go. They both took off at a decently fast pace. The two spent the next 2 hours running around the village. Shizune was impressed, even though Naruto wasn't anymore, he had a lot of stamina. She mixed it up by trying to add more jutsu at once and stopping her jutsu flow to trick the blonde. After running 50 laps around the village, they did some standard exercises, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 100 pull-ups. After all that, Shizune was more tired than Naruto. Naruto-kun has all that stamina, I wonder. Shizune paused her train of thought and blushed up a storm, but because of that thought she was admiring well-toned body, because of the jumpsuit she couldn't see it, but Naruto was well built for his age. Unknown to the medic, Naruto was admiring her as well. Even though it was supposed to be disgusting, the sweat going down her body, especially the few drops between her cleavage. What's going on with me? I was supposed to like Sakura, but Shizune-chan is nicer to me, and she said Naruto was admiring Shizune's body, he had to admit. Without the kimono, she looks hotter. Shizune and his eyes met and she gave him a warm smile, causing his heart to skip a beat. And she believed in me at that moment. Shizune-sensei, I promise not to let you down. I'll put in 200% effort. Shizune's eyes widened at the exclamation and smiled. I know you won't, Naruto-kun. Since you already know water walking and tree climbing, we're going to do a combination of the two. I'm going to show you how to run up a waterfall. I'll be honest, even though I have trouble with this, so I'll practice right beside you. Shizune said. After all, what kind of sensei would I be if I just sat down and did nothing? Kakashi sensei. Naruto answered, causing the two to laugh. Shizune respected Kakashi, but she had to admit that he did poorly with her new best friend. She would put maximum effort into Naruto. While Shizune was training Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura were waiting for the sensei. Sasuke was excited, even though he grew fond of the blonde, as a rival, without a more training for him, especially since he thought his pink-haired teammate wasn't going to train. Sakura was thinking about her blonde teammate, she didn't understand why the lady wanted Naruto to correct himself now, sure she knew he was sloppy, but he pulled through multiple situations like beating Neji, Kiba and Gaara, he also beat Haku with Sasuke help of course. Where is Kakashi-sensei? Sasuke didn't say anything since he was used to this treatment. Sakura signed, if she was honest, she didn't think Sasuke would answer. Hello my kawaii genin, ready for a mission. Sasuke cocked an eyebrow. What about training? Now, Sasuke. We still need to work on your teamwork so we will be doing some D-rank missions, especially since the village still needs to be repaired. Sasuke grunted. Sakura noticed and decided to try and cheer him up. Maybe we can train after sensei. Well, we'll see. Kakashi said, giving them an eye smile. Damn, I wish Naruto was here, at least we can spar. This is a waste of time, Sasuke complained and walked away. Kakashi signed as he and Sakura followed behind him. Later that night, Tsunade joined the two for dinner. But as they were eating, Shizune could tell that her master had something on her mind, especially since she kept glancing at Naruto. Sachi. Naruto stopped eating and looked at his adoptive mother. Yes, Kachan. Tsunade smiled every time he called her that, it just warmed her heart. I was wondering if we should tell your friends about you being a former. Naruto's eyes widened, but he was afraid since the fox was dead, but he was still confused as to why. Tsunade noticed and answered his unasked question. You see, your teammate is going to ask why are we correcting you now, and since you're not A, I was thinking of announcing to the village that you're not A, and you are my son. Maybe the villagers will start treating you better. Naruto smiled. I don't mind you telling them, and if the villagers still treat me badly, at least I have you and Shizune-chan. Oink oink sorry, and you too, Taunton. Shizune and Tsunade chuckled at the interaction and continued to finish their food. 3 days later Naruto was in his trunks waiting for his new favorite sensei at the complex waterfall created by Tsunade's uncle. Today he was going to learn to walk up a waterfall. Right now, he decided to meditate, something Shizune taught him. Speaking of which, where is she? Naruto asked himself, looking towards the house. Shizune was looking down at her wrapped chest and she sighed. She hit her chest to make sure guys would like her for her. She saw how people looked at Tsunade and she didn't want that. But unfortunately, when she started to look flat, people thought she looked plain, she wore a robe that hid her ass and it just made it worse. Then started to smile when she thought about Naruto. Even with the binds, he called me beautiful, he even blush when I tease him. Maybe I can win his heart. She slowly reached for her bindings. If I take this off, I swore an oath to Naruto that I have him and pursue no one else, plus he deserves it. She removed the binds and her chest went from A to D cups. She then put on her one piece. It was a black one piece with green lines on each side and her back was exposed. She walked outside to meet Naruto and saw him meditating, she smiled in pride and decided to make herself known. Naruto-kun, I'm here. Sorry I took so long. Naruto opened his eyes and was about to speak, but when he saw Shizune his voice was caught in his throat and started to blush. Maybe I can tease him a bit. How do I look? I know I'm plain. No. You look great, I mean hey, there's something about you, you look what's that word? Oh, Exodus. Naruto said, causing the raven-haired medic to blush. Plus she was shocked when he didn't notice her upai size change. Naruto-kun, you may not have noticed, but Shizu started then folded her arms under her upai. This is my natural size. Naruto's eyes widened as he blushed and turned away. Sorry, I didn't notice. Shizune sighed, she was so nervous and he didn't notice. How could you not notice? I was nervous and this is how you react. Most guys would be ogling me. Well they're nothing but perverts who can't see a woman's true value and I always noticed you Shizune-chan. You're one of the nicest people I know. I don't care about bupai size because if I did, I wouldn't have a crush on Sakura. You're beautiful and smart and Naruto stopped and blushed. Shizune wasn't faring well, she was going to try to slowly worm her way in his heart but he was affecting her. She decided to step up her game and walked towards the blonde and kissed him on the cheek. Thanks for the compliment Naruto-kun. Shizune said with a warm smile. Naruto was flustered but returned it. They soon began their training. Later that night, Tsunade arrived home expecting dinner, but the kitchen was empty. She went outside to the training ground and what she saw caused her to smirk. Naruto and Shizune were sleeping against a tree trunk with Naruto's head on Shizune's shoulder. Shizune's head was on Naruto's head, but what really surprised her was the fact that Shizune's chest was exposed. She remembered about her apprentice oath and she realized that Shizune saw something in Naruto. I approve. Tsunade thought before making a clone to carry Naruto while she carried Shizune into their rooms. 2 weeks have passed since Naruto started correcting himself with the help of Shizune. As Shizune was training herself alongside the blonde, whenever she wasn't around Naruto or Tsunade, she was angry. Why? Well, while training Naruto, she saw how he grasped anything he learned with ease, which made her think how strong he would have been if someone put attention into the blonde early. Also she learned that he had a passive mind called Hosen-sa, stored library. And Kasho-Benseki breakdown analysis. He could remember anything he read and break down a seal and analyze for a weakness, which explained his clan's expertise with seals. Tsunade announced to the villagers Naruto's former status and new status as her son. Some villagers were stupid enough not to believe such an accusation until a few Hyugas and Mindwalkers entered the blonde's mind, confirmed the fox was dead. The villagers began to cheer, but Naruto didn't care since he still had bad memories of the villagers' treatment. But what disappointed Shizune was the words of some of Naruto's friends. Flashback, Shizune was in the market shopping for dinner. Ever since she removed her bandages, like a moth to a flame, she was receiving attention from multiple guys, but her heart was set on her favorite blonde teddy bear. The two have grown close since they started training together. Shizune would make bentos and sometimes ramen. Naruto wanted to learn how to cook for her. Shizune loved how Naruto was dedicated to put in the best effort for her even in the littlest things. I'm sorry Sasuke-kun, just a few more weeks until the baka is back. Shizune snapped out her thoughts and turned to the BBQ restaurant and saw some of the rookies when Ino spoke. The SST, like you understand. I'm stuck doing chores because of that failure. To think he had the insight to help him cheat his way to being a shinobi. Sasuke said. That would explain how that loser beat me and Akamaru, after all, he's a dead last and a cheater. Kiba added. You're wrong Kiba-san. Kiba turned Niji who had his eyes closed. You might think he used it against you, but he didn't. Because if he did, he would have been able to move as fast as when he fought me. Plus I don't see why you and the Uchiha are complaining. You have your dog and the Uchiha has his eyes. We are shinobi and allowed to use whatever we can to our advantage. Niji defended. Yeah right, there's no way the dog could have beaten me without the help. Kiba retorted. Well I for one respect him, to have such a burden placed on him and not turn out like that Gar guy is admirable. Niji said. What do you mean? I like Naruto, but he always struggled. Maybe he should just give up being a shinobi, I'll hate to see him get hurt. Choji said. Well, if that happens, Sasuke and I would be stuck like this forever. He should just give up being a shinobi and he will always be a baka, right Sasuke-kun Sakura said. Shizune was seething, how could this fangirl say something like that when she hadn't made it past the preliminaries? Tenten narrowed her eyes at the. How could you say that, he's your teammate. He was treated like an outcast and was ignored. If anything it's everyone else's fault for ignoring him. The SCH, like I need that dweeb. Sasuke said. Well I hope we get another teammate since he keeps getting in our way. Sakura said, agreeing with her crush. And that's my point. Everyone turned to Niji. You forgot that there was another one at the exams, we're lucky Naruto didn't end up like him. Who are you talking about Niji-san? Ino asked. Troublesome girl, he's talking about Gaara. Everyone shivered at the thought. Gaara was a psychopath because he gave his demon control because of the depression he had gained growing up. You guys may not know this, but apparently Gaara had the one tail, and there are 7 more since he is dead. Now imagine if Naruto, who had the strongest demon, did what Gaara had done. Everyone, but Niji and Shikamaru paled at the thought. Regardless, Naruto never should have become a ninja in the first place if he needed help to win all his battles. Sakura said. Shizune was angry at Kiba, Ino, Sakura, and the emo, as Naruto calls him. Plus Tsunade didn't even defend him, isn't she supposed to like him? Even though she was planning on taking him for herself. Shizune knew right then, and there it was time to step up Naruto's training. Flashback end, Shizune was approaching the training ground with a couple scrolls. In the first 2 weeks, he mastered every jutsu control exercise, kunai balance, waterfall walking, leaf balancing, tree walking, and water walking. He passed every written test she gave him, and his kunai throwing was amazing. Since she had extra time, she decided to teach him element manipulation. When she arrived at the private training ground and saw multiple Narutos doing different exercises, she was always impressed by how many he could make, how those clones are. I wonder if they would be good for Shizune blushed up a storm. No perverted thoughts, at least not yet. Naruto-kun. Naruto stopped sparring with his clones and dispelled them. Yes, Shizune-sensei. The blonde responded, turning to his new crush. Since you progressed so far, I thought we might start with elemental manipulation. I believe you are ready for it. Shizune told her student. But isn't elemental manipulation a level exercise? Naruto asked. Shizune smiled with pride. Before his training, he wouldn't even ask questions and just train, but now he was patient and more wise. Instead of jumping into the next lesson, he wanted to make sure he mastered everything he learned. Yes, I believe you are. You may not have realized this, but you accomplished high feats on your own without help. You more than polished off your skills, and now if I had to guess a level you might be at, it would be mid-high. Naruto blushed at her smile and nodded in pride. Okay, so what's first? Shizune pulled out some jutsu paper. We are going to check what our affinity is by pouring jutsu into it. If it splits, your affinity is wind. If it crumbles, it's earth. If it burns, it's fire. If it wrinkles, it's lightning. And if it gets wet, it's water. Sweet, so what's your affinity to Shizune-sensei? Naruto asked. Actually, to be honest I don't know. When I first became a ninja, all I learned was jutsu control and became a medic. I was with your mom my entire life. So I thought this would be something both of us can learn together. Shizune informs the blonde before giving him a slip of paper. Shizune grabbed her own and turned to Naruto. On 3-1-2-3. They poured jutsu into the paper and the results shocked both of them. Shizune's paper split and turned purple with fumes coming out of it. Naruto's split 4 ways, with each piece crumbling, getting wrinkled, wet and burning. Wow, we're awesome. Naruto cheered. Shizune was still stunned. She had but how? Somewhere in another realm, a woman's eyes opened and it was slit. She gave a feral smirk. We located the prophecy child, time to meet our new master. She then grabbed a summon scroll and disappeared out of the cavern, heading towards. Tsunade was approaching the training ground. She just got a random message from Shizune that there was something important to show her and it involved both her and Naruto. When she arrived, she saw Naruto continually try to run up a waterfall but kept falling halfway down. She suppressed a giggle but blushed a bit when she saw Naruto's toned body. Have to give credit to them, he's definitely going to gain attention. She then saw Shizune ogling him and smirked. But it seems he'll soon be off limits. Too bad Haruno fucked up, especially when they see the blonde's progress after his time is up. Shizune, I'm here. Shizune turned her attention from the blonde and to her sensei. Tsunade-sama, you're here. Tsunade smiled and decided to tease her apprentice. You know Shizune, you could call me mom. Especially since you ogled my son. Shizune blushed and was stuttering. Shishu, he might hear. Tsunade giggled a bit but turned serious. Anyway, what was so important that you called me from the office? Naruto-kun, come here. Naruto turned from the waterfall and headed towards the two ladies. Hey Ka-chan, I guess you're here to see what we discovered. Naruto asked. Tsunade was confused and turned to the raven-haired medic. What did you discover? Well, we just have to show you. Naruto, you go first since yours would be easier to adjust to. Shizune instructed, handing Naruto a slip of jutsu paper. Tsunade saw this, she could assume Naruto had two elements, she doubted she would be called just for him to have one element. When she saw the results, her jaw dropped. How is this possible? Does Sachi have any affinity? This is great and amazing. Tsunade said. We're not done, watch me this time. Tsunade turned to her apprentice. She realized she never knew the Shizune affinity and was curious. Could it be the same as Naruto's? If it was, she would have the potential to be like her grandfather. Shizune poured jutsu and the paper turned purple and started to fume. What is this? Tsunade asked. Well, Naruto-kun took a sniff of the fume and it turns out it's poison. I have Shizune explained. Well, that makes sense. Whenever you use any poison attacks, you never suffer from jutsu loss of a great amount and now that I think about it, you have never been poisoned in any way, not even food or alcohol. It happens at least once to everyone. You are immune and can produce poison from your body. Also if I remember right, poison releases from the clan, but they have been wiped out. Poison consists of water, earth, and wind. It looks like you and Naru-chan are going to be working together on your earth, wind, and water. Shizune nodded in understanding. Tsunade, well I know some ninjutsu, I never did affinity manipulation training before. Tsunade sighed. Well, I wouldn't mind teaching you, but I still have paperwork to do. If I could get down faster, I would gladly work with you too. Naruto tilted his head sideways in confusion. Ka-chan, why not use Kage Bunshin? You gain their memories and you could stay here. Tsunade and Shizune were quiet while staring at the blonde. Tsunade engulfed Naruto in a huge hug and kissed his cheek. Thank you for figuring out the secret and you just completed a S-rank mission. Now I definitely could help you train now. Ah-chan, what about my wind and lightning? Naruto, practicing 3 affinity is enough for now, you're now about to begin level training. After you master 2, you'll practice the other 2 I promise. So there you are. The 3 turned to a blue-haired woman floating in the sky. She had the body that matches Tsunade, wearing a sky blue kimono and a lizard tail. Who are you? Tsunade asked, getting in a defensive position. How did you get in here? The mysterious woman bowed. I'm sorry for the intrusion. My name is Tiamat, I'm the Dragon Sage and the leader of the Dragon Clan. Tsunade, Shizune, and Naruto's eyes widened. And I'm here for the blonde. You see, I choose him for my next summoner. I sensed his presence and he awakened his affinity, but also what drew me in was his righteous heart. Excuse Tiamat-sama, but I never heard of the Dragon Clan. Shizune said. Of course, we choose our summoners by their heart and soul. They are also required to have more than 2 affinities. She approached Shizune and studied with her. You're also allowed. You awaken a poison bloodline, Kyla will love to meet you. She's a poison dragon. That's so cool. Naruto exclaimed. Tiamat nodded. I never learned of your name, handsome. Naruto blushed, but then bowed. My name is Naruto Senju. Tiamat turned to Tsunade. I see, you adopted him. You two don't smell alike. You are Tsunade Senju, right? You were also accepted, but you have a contract with a sage creature, the slugs if I'm correct. But wait, I have the toad contract, even though I couldn't summon a toad for some reason. It worked before. Naru-chan, I'm afraid that pervert took you off the contract for some reason. Tsunade sighed and hugged her son. I've been trying to get into contact with him, but he's off the radar. But this is a good opportunity. Naruto was about to cry, but held his tears. He was going to miss Gamakichi and the chief, but he couldn't do anything about it. You're right. I don't need him, I have you and Shizune-chan. Tsunade nodded. That's correct, now do you mind if I ask what benefit signing a dragon contract will do besides your destructive power? Taimat chuckled. Gladly, you see we have our own Taijutsu style and ninjutsu technique like the dragon flame the pitiful Uchiha clan stole from us. When you learn it, it'll be on a greater scale. Also when you train with us, we'll develop your body to be resistant to all your personal affinities and you'll be able to absorb them to add to your jutsu. That's amazing. Shizune commented. That means she would be resistant to water, wind, and earth attacks. But Naruto might be straight up ninjutsu proof. We are also as strong as, so we can't have just anyone sign, that's why we have a test. She held her hands up and a blue flame appeared. I'll launch some fire at you, if you survive, you are worthy. If not, you die. It's up to you too. I'm in. Naruto said, stepping forward. I'm not backing down. Shizune looked nervous, but after seeing her student step forward, she did as well. Same, we're in this together. Tsunade wanted to stop him, but Naruto did the impossible before. Even though she was afraid, she would believe in him. Tiamat smirked before launching the stream of flame toward the two, engulfing them. The blue flame turned to a rainbow color and when it cleared, Shizune and Naruto were fine. You're worthy. Tiamat pulled out a scroll and presented it to the two. Sign your names with your blood. Ladies first. Naruto said, causing Shizune to giggle. She stepped forward and signed. Naruto soon followed suit and signed his own name. Tiamat gathers the scroll and presents the two chunks of metal. Now this is jutsu metal infused with dragon scales. When you pour jutsu into this, it will transform into a weapon that suits you. As you grow, it will as well. Only you'll be able to use it and only people who signed our contract can even touch it. Shizune went ahead and poured jutsu into the metal and it turned into two crimson large daggers with an edge. Naruto went after and his turned into a two-handed black katana with a gold edge and a dragon design going down the body. Tiamat pulled out two more sets of scrolls and handed them to the new dragon summoners. These contain our taijutsu style and many styles suited for any weapon. You are required to learn them before we teach you anything else. Naruto accepted the scroll and smiled towards the humanoid dragon. Thank you Tiamat-sama. You won't be disappointed. Shizune bowed in thanks as well. We really appreciate the opportunity. Tiamat smiled. No need to thank me, just don't miss, use our power, and we're good. I believe in you too. Now I might have to inform the rest of my clan. I will reach you if I believe you are ready for more training and Shizune-sama, I'll let Kyla know about you. Toodles. Tiamat said before poofing away. Tsunade laughed. Sachi, why do the most amazing things always happen when I'm around you? Naruto scratched his head in embarrassment. Well, it's because I'm awesome. The woman chuckled. I agree, it's time to step up our training even more. We don't want to disappoint Tiamat-sama. It was the final week of Naruto's probation. He and Shizune both mastered the taijutsu style but still need weapon training. Shizune was proud of Naruto's progress, his skill in taijutsu was high, his jutsu control was high, ninjutsu was high, and thanks to his Kage Bunshin, he was on the level of according to, but he still had his own clan seals to learn. Overall he was low, but when he gained more experience, he should be higher. Naruto had got a new outfit as well. To match his sword, he wore black cargo pants with a gold short-sleeved tight shirt, black line going down. His sword was strapped to his right side and had arm guards on his arms with sleeveless gloves. Alright, I'm ready, Naruto said, coming out of the room. Wow, you look handsome. Shizune said, causing him to blush. She definitely likes teasing him. It made her feel good about herself. Thanks Shizune-chan, let's go to Ba-chan. Tsunade was staring down three of the sensei after she called them to the office. She wanted to promote her son too and she came up with a way to do it and make it fair. Greetings Kakashi, Kurenai, and Asuma. I wanted to talk to you about the exams. Since the invasion happened, no one was promoted from our village and Suna promoted Gaara and his family. I decided to promote Shikamaru, but to make it seem like we didn't lose our edge, I'm going to have each of us pick one student from our team to promote, then I'm going to pick one student outside the two you pick. Since Shikamaru was picked, Asuma, you won't have a say. Asuma nodded, honestly he didn't think any of them were ready, but Shikamaru. Kurenai stepped forward. I think Shino is ready, he's calm and collective and he didn't get to show off in the finals because Kankuro quit. Kakashi stepped forward. I believe Sasuke can handle it, he was rookie of the year and a prodigy. He's definitely strong enough. Tsunade rubbed her temples, she knew Kakashi was going to nominate the Uchiha. Well I disagree with the Uchiha, Shino, I need to see it in action. As for my nominee, I choose Naruto. He defeated Gaara in form and Niji on the same day using his clones. I feel if we don't prompt him, the other villages will investigate it. If I may, I don't believe Naruto is ready. He might have the strength, but he's still immature. Maybe next exam. Kakashi said. Tsunade smirked. I figure you say that, so I decided to do this. Every genin from your team versus Naruto, if he wins, he becomes A. If he loses, Shino and Sasuke get promoted. We will have the council watch as well and have them judge. How's that? Plus I can witness Naruto kick Kiba's and Sasuke's ass for talking about him. Kurenai, Asuma and Kakashi were gasping at this. Did she really believe Naruto to be that strong? Their train of thought was cut off when Naruto walked in the room with Shizune. Kakashi and Sakura jaw dropped while Kurenai was blushing. She had to admit that Naruto looked good without his headband and had muscle that was trying to squeeze out his shirt. Naruto ignored them and bowed to Tsunade. Hokage-sama, I completed my training. Tsunade nodded and pulled out a headband with a black cloth. Naruto grabbed it and put it around his neck. Naruto, we were actually talking about you. We decided that you will fight the other rookies besides Shikamaru, and if you win, you'll be promoted. If they win, Sasuke and Shino will be promoted. Are you interested? I think you should do it. Everyone turned to Shizune. Show everyone who is wrong you see how great you are, I believe in you. Naruto smiled and turned to Tsunade. I'll do Hokage-sama. Tsunade smiled and nodded. Shizune did well with Naruto for the last 2 months and she was excited to see she progress, plus when Naruto wins, it could convince the other genin to try harder. Naruto, are you sure? You just came back from retaking your lesson. Most likely you will lose, especially against Sasuke. Kakashi said. Naruto narrowed his eyes on his sensei. Of course if I lose, whose fault would that be Haddock-san? Kakashi's eyes. Naruto, you're supposed to call me Kakashi-sensei. You don't deserve it. Naruto said in an angry tone, surprising the others except Shizune. She was aware of how disappointed Naruto was in his supposed sensei. You only taught me one thing, and that was because we're on an A rank mission. But you taught Sasuke an A rank assassination. I only did that because Sasuke was fighting Gaara. Kakashi said. Interesting, then let me ask you something. Don't you know about Kage Bunshin? Naruto asked. Shizune and Tsunade smirked, they knew where he was going with this. Of course, you saw me perform it. Kakashi answered. So why didn't you use a clone to train me? Also if you know then you should be aware of its memory transfer. You know how much I could have learned. But you didn't tell me. Tell me, what's your excuse? I didn't think you were ready for any. Kakashi tries to defend. Really? Then watch me prove you wrong. Naruto said before walking towards the door. Tsunade smirked at this, she couldn't wait to see Naruto in action, even though she knew he would probably hold back. Shizune was turned on, she loved how Naruto was aggressive, she couldn't help seeing his manly side. She loved his nice side, but this was good too. Naruto stopped by the door and turned to the. And to make sure there are no excuses, you can decide between one-on-one or one versus all. The eyes widened at this. Tsunade was happy that her son developed a backbone, she was so excited for the match. So, since he's your student Kakashi, what will it be? Kakashi thought hard about it, he knew about the blonde stamina, so 1 versus 1 wouldn't work. So the only other option was 1 versus all, this will teach not to be arrogant. Tsunade narrowed her eyes at the copy nin for assaulting her son, calling her son arrogant, and pretty much told her that he never paid attention to Naruto. Fine, I'll set up the stadium tomorrow, and around noon, we will have our match. Dismiss. They bowed and left. Tsunade turned to Shizune and smirked. So, how much do you think Neri-chan will hold back? Shizune smiled alongside her master. I know he won't use his sword. If he can figure out each of their weaknesses, it won't be much effort. Tsunade nodded in agreement. Naruto was a versatile shinobi, and since none of the genin knew any, not that it'll work, Naruto will win. She hated to admit that the only challenge would be the Uchiha, but he was not at Naruto's level. What made her even more proud of her son was the fact that he wanted to learn medical ninjutsu. Without the fox, his jutsu control was significantly better, and it increased. She believed Naruto could really surpass every cage before him. I can't wait till he whoops every ass. Shizune chuckled at the statement. You know, I'm so confident that I'll allow you to bet on him. Tsunade smiles brightly at this. Really? Thanks, I knew you would believe in me someday. Actually, I think Naruto-kun is more lucky than you are unlucky. Shizune commented, causing Tsunade to slam her head on the desk. It was the next day, and Naruto was in the stadium, calm as ever. He was informed that he would be fighting all the Rookie 8 at once. He was honestly not that excited, because of Shizune teaching, he was wiser. Ino, Sakura, and he hated to say it, Hinata had the same weakness. Kiba, he already beat once, Shino was pretty simple. Shikamaru would be a small challenge, and Choji wouldn't take much effort. Sasuke would be fun, but not much of a challenge. Soon people from the village were entering, taking their seats for the supposed competition. Naruto could hear mumbling about the demon losing. Naruto didn't care, all he needed was his mom and Shizune. Speaking of, he noticed the two enter the top of the stadium looking down at him. Naruto gave them a warm smile which was returned. Soon the genin he was facing entered the stadium. Tsunade decided to start the announcement. Welcome everyone. This will be a match between one genin vs 8. Naruto Senju vs the rookie 9 excluding him. The match will end when either Naruto wins or he loses. Now the match will start when Genma, our proctor, starts it. Genma, you have the field. Genma nodded. Thanks Hokage-sama. Now before we start the match, I will let you know the rules. There will be no killing allowed. When I say the match is over, it's over. Do everyone agree? The genin nodded. Then you may begin. Genma said, jumping back. Sasuke smirked. Give up dope, without the, you are nothing. You can't beat me, so what makes you think you can beat all of us? Naruto looked at the emo and gave him a small smile without answering. Sasuke was annoyed that the deadlast was ignoring him. Sakura noticed this and turned to the blonde. Naruto, Sasuke was being nice by warning you, you can't beat all of us. Naruto still didn't say anything, which annoyed his two teammates. Tsunade was impressed. Naruto was using their ego against them, now to see how he would beat them. Naruto turned to Hinata and bowed to her. I'm sorry Hinata-chan, I really am. Hinata was confused until Naruto disappeared and appeared in front of her. Huh? Naruto gave her a hug and kissed her on the forehead, causing her to blush and pass out. There, now Hinata's out, Genma-san, call her out, if you please. Genma signed. Hinata Hyuga out. Kurenai was shocked, Naruto used Hinata's feelings against her. She didn't know if she should be impressed or angry. But since Naruto apologized, she guessed she'd let it slide, but she would still talk to Naruto. Shizune smirked, she wasn't jealous about the kiss, since Naruto was exploiting her weakness. Naruto turned to Ino and Sakura with a seductive smirk. I guess it's your turn. Sakura snorted. Fact chance, we won't fall for that. Yeah, you must be a dumbus to think we would stoop that low. Ino added. Let's test it out. Naruto said before disappearing. He appeared behind them and smirked, going to a single hand sign. Warwick Jayaku Harem no Ino and Sakura turned to see different versions of a half-naked Sasuke posing for the Ino Haim. I always thought you were beautiful. One of Sasuke said. Sakura-chan, you really have a cute forehead. Another Sasuke said before hugging the girl in half-nude. Ino and Sakura pass out in a nosebleed. Genma signed in embarrassment. Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamanaka are out. Kakashi and Asuma placed their hands on their forehead in embarrassment. Tsunade glared at the two. You didn't get rid of their fangirl tendency. I want you two to work on Tha. I don't want any Kunoichi being fangirls. We are supposed to be the strongest village in the whole nation. You better fix this. Hi Hokage-sama. Both males said in unison. Naruto looked at Shino and smirked. Shino, since we're friends, I'm going to warn you to surrender. I'll show why so you'll get the hint. Naruto channeled Raiden Jutsu around his body like a bug zapper. Shino was quiet before turning to Genma. I surrender. Genma nodded in disappointment. So far, Naruto took out 4 genin without even trying. At this rate, Naruto was going to beat them all. Kakashi was surprised that Naruto had lightning affinity like him. Kiba snarled. I'll beat the dope, he owes me a rematch for cheating. Naruto quirked an eyebrow. What are you talking about, I never cheated. Please, everyone knows you used the Kyuubi jutsu against me. There's no way a deadlast could beat me without it. Kiba responded. Really? Watch this then. Naruto ran to Kiba at Chunin level speed before appearing in front of him. Kiba prepared to block his attack, but unfortunately for him, Naruto had other plans. Naruto put his hands in a ram sign. No, Naruto called out before transforming into a naked girl. He then wrapped his arms around Kiba, who was stunned. Kiba-sama, can you show me how an alpha dominates his mate? Please. Naruto asked before blowing into his ear. Kiba's nose started to bleed. Naruto transformed back to his male form and kicked Kiba's chin, sending him into the air. Then he made less clones and they all leaped up in the air around Kiba with their legs extended. Uzumaki Naruto Renden. All the Narutos called out, using the same move he beat him the first time, sending Kiba to the ground. The real Naruto sent out some Kaida Akamaru, causing him to pass out. Kiba was knocked unconscious once he hit the ground. Kiba and Yazuka out. Gemma said. He really wasn't impressed. Kurenai signed in disappointment. It looks like I have to work with my team. Sorry about that Kurenai-chan. Asuma said. Naruto was just standing in the same spot he started at. Shikamaru was trying to come up with a plan. After seeing Naruto in action, he realized Naruto knew everyone's weaknesses. But what was his? Besides being lazy, what could Naruto have planned against him? Choji, can you distract Naruto, and I'll trap him. Choji nodded and was about to activate his clan expansion. Shikamaru, just go ahead and capture me. Naruto said. Shikamaru's eyes widened. Why would he say that? If Shikamaru captures Naruto, the fight is pretty much over. Unless Naruto knew a way to counteract it. Fine, Kajime knows Shikamaru's shadow stretches and connects to Naruto's. Now watch. Naruto says before walking forward. Your clan technique is strong, but if your opponent has more jutsu. He kept walking while Shikamaru was struggling. Naruto stopped in front of Shikamaru. Shikamaru signed. This is troublesome, I forfeit. Naruto smirked and nodded. Nikiden Sensha. Naruto turned to Choji, rolling towards him. Naruto quickly put his hand on the ground, planting a seal, then leaping back. When Choji rolled over the seal, he was paralyzed. Naruto then charged the oversized genin and punched him in the stomach with enhanced jutsu, sending Choji flying back into the wall of the stadium. Naruto looked at him with an emotionless face and signed. This is it. Tsunade stared at Naruto from her seat in the stadium when she saw him sign. Tsunade gritted her teeth with A, causing them to look at her. Is something wrong, Hokage-sama? Kurenai asked. Yeah, but not with me. It seems Naruto's bored. I can understand with all the effort he put into his training. Tsunade answered. Kakashi raised an eyebrow. Training? Wasn't he supposed to correct himself? It's kinda unfair for the rest of the genin. Tsunade narrowed her eyes and stared at the one-eyed, causing him to flinch. Whose fault is that? You three would have trained your students within the 2 months, and don't speak about unfairness when it comes to Naruto. He's been sabotaging and ignoring his whole life with no one to help him. That's not true, Kakashi responded. Really, no one helped in the academy and everyone looked down on him, causing his class to follow. You didn't help him either. Teamwork exercises, please. You taught the Uchiha 2 B ranks and an A rank. What did you teach Naruto or Sakura? Tsunade said. But still to train in my rights, not that I trained him. Remember, he's a senju now, my son, and I didn't lie, I corrected him, but I never said it was just from the academy. I had his new teacher correct him how you were supposed to. You thought Sasuke Uchiha was the strongest on your team, in terms of skill he was, but that was because he had a family. Naruto has raw talent and power, he is a born battle expert. Have you noticed how he was able to think on the spot in battle and outthink his opponents with no Taijutsu? Kurenai, Kakashi, and Asuma realized as Naruto tricked with his clones, transformed into a weapon to save Kakashi and outmaneuvered Neji in the finals. And now, let's see how he does against the Uchiha. Everyone turned to the arena where Sasuke and Naruto were the only ones standing. Sasuke looked at Naruto with an arrogant smirk. You should give up, you might have beaten the others, but I'm not like them. Naruto smirked. Well, you're definitely not smart like them. You could have jumped in to help them. After all, teamwork was all Kakashi-sen taught us. Well, me and Sakura, but I guess he didn't do a good job. Kakashi flinched and frowned at his student's comment as Tsunade smirked. Sasuke seethed. That doesn't matter, I don't need their help. No one can beat a Uchiha besides an Uchiha. Sasuke smirked. Naruto tilted his head. Except for the Shodai, Nidame, Sandame, Yondame, and even Kachan. I'm pretty sure Kakashi can beat some before and I was there when Gaara and Petamaru kicked your ass, Suo Naruto said. Sasuke glared hatred at the blonde before charging him in a fit of rage. He threw a punch, but Naruto caught it effortlessly with a bored expression. No Sharingan theme, I'm insulted, but it doesn't matter, you'll lose regardless. In a quick blur, Naruto first landed in Sasuke's stomach, causing the Uchiha to cough. While still holding his hand, Naruto lifted Sasuke off the ground and slammed back down. He lifted him up again and kicked him in the stomach and sent him tumbling back. All the genin that was knocked out turned to the fight and was surprised to see Sasuke rolling on the ground and Naruto leg extended. Kiba charged the blonde. Kiba in Yuzuka. You've been knocked out. Kiba stopped and turned to Tsunade, who glared at him. But that isn't fair. Kiba retorted. He tricked me with that perverted trick. And whose fault is that? He used your weakness, it's not his fault you're a pervert. He did whatever a regular would do. Winning fights is not determined with just brute strength. Everyone has weaknesses, yours, Ino's, and Sakura's were simple to use because you three think with your hormones. Shino gave up because if his bugs touched the lightning, zap. Hinata's affection was hers, and Shikamaru didn't have enough jutsu to hold Naruto. Choji attacks were too straightforward. Use this loss as a lesson to become better. Kiba shut up and turned to the fight. Sakura smiled in confidence. Well, Naruto can't beat Sasuke-kun, he has no weaknesses. Wrong. Everyone turned to Naruto, who was still looking at Sasuke as he got up. First weakness, Sasuke is arrogant. Naruto charged and made 2 seal-less clones. The first Naruto threw a punch, which was blocked. The second got behind Sasuke and sweep kicked the Uchiha. Sasuke lost balance, but was soon sent into the air, the first Naruto uppercutting him. The third Naruto was already in the air, holding his hands together and slamming into Sasuke's head, sending him back to the ground. He is so arrogant, he still hasn't activated him because of his pride. And speaking of, second weakness. You'll pay for that dope. Sasuke snarled, activating his Tutomo Sharingan. Naruto got into a defensive Earth Dragon stance. While the Sharingan can copy movements, if Sasuke's body can't, it's useless. Sasuke charged Naruto with another punch. Naruto grabbed his wrist and pulled him forward, causing Sasuke to stumble. Naruto then sent an attack with his arm and it hit Sasuke's face, followed by a knee to the stomach, then a punch to his left cheek and ending it with a palm to his chest. Everyone was surprised that Naruto was easily handling the Rookie of the Year. Sasuke stumbled back a bit and wiped the blood from his mouth, but he wasn't given time to relax when Naruto disappeared and reappeared behind. Sasuke's eyes widened and turned to Naruto and threw a kick at him. Naruto ducked and gave Sasuke a palm uppercut. Sasuke stepped back a bit and went for a punch towards Naruto's face, but Naruto tilted his head and sent another punch to his stomach. Sasuke keeled over and gave Naruto an opportunity to roundhouse kick him, sending the Uchiha flying. How did Naruto get so strong? He was a dead last. Ino asked. He was always this strong. Everyone turned to Tsunade. If he had a teacher to give him the time of day from the beginning, he would have been even stronger, but no matter how many times he needed help, he was ignored because all his senseis beside Iruka were failures. Tsunade said, with the last part looking at Kakashi, who looked down in shame. Sasuke got back up and went through hand signs. Naruto smiled and went through the same hand signs, surprising everyone. Kaiten. Ryuka no Jutsu. Sasuke shot out a stream of flame, but Naruto's flame took the shape of a huge dragon. Naruto pushed back Sasuke, and Sasuke was forced to dodge. I don't understand why Sasuke and Naruto used the same, so why was Naruto stronger? Sakura asked out loud. Why do you ask? Because Naruto has way more jutsu, and just by adding more, he overpowered. Shino answered. How do you know that? Sasuke yelled. Naruto snorted. I went to the library. Sasuke struggled to stand up and glared at the blonde, then he grinned. I know you don't. After performing the hand signs, Sasuke's left hand was covered in lightning. Naruto glared at the Uchiha. How far will you go for your pride? There are some jutsus you should never use in a spar, and that is one of them. Chidori is a. Are you really going to kill me? I will not lose to you, dope, now witness my power. Sasuke said, charging the blonde. Naruto threw a kunai to the side and stood there as Sasuke charged him. Naruto, you idiot, dodge. Sakura yelled, worried for the blonde. Tsunade narrowed her eyes and turned to Kakashi. You're lucky Naruto has a way to counter this, or you would die for the Uchiha attempt on my son's life. I know, I'll set him straight after this. Kakashi responded. Sasuke charged the blonde at a fast pace, arm forward, prepared to pierce the blonde. Everyone was wondering what the blonde was going to do, but when Sasuke shoved the Chidori through Naruto's chest, everyone gasped and turned too, but to their surprise, she was calm. They turned back to the field and saw Naruto smirking. Then he uttered one word. Boom. Naruto exploded, sending the Uchiha backwards with his arm burned from the explosion. Sasuke was unconscious and groaning in pain. Hinata looked around for her crush, but couldn't find him. Where's Naruto-kun? She asked. Then the kunai Naruto threw poof into smoke and Naruto was standing there. He transformed into a kunai and substituted himself with an explosion clone. Tsunade answered. Naruto studied everyone's weaknesses and knew if he drove Sasuke far enough, he would result in using that. He had multiple ways to deal with, and this was one of the less impressive ways. And since Sasuke is out, Naruto wins the battle royal without taking a scratch or using 25% of his skill. There's no way the loser is that strong. Kiba said. Are you calling me a liar? Tsunade asked while glaring at the Inuzuka. Kiba ducked a bit in embarrassment. I think Kiba means you are exaggerating, Hokage-sama. Kurenai intervened. Tsunade snorted. No, I'm not, Naruto didn't put in any effort and I saw his training. Naruto was holding back a lot and only used what was necessary to win and not show off. He concealed his skills and dealt with everyone accordingly. Just like and speaking of which, a deal is a deal. Naruto Senju is hereby and will return to Team 7. Congrats Naruto, someone grab the Uchiha and take him to the infirmary. Kakashi volunteered and shunts into the boy. He turned to Naruto and smiled. Congratulations. Tsunade approached Naruto who stood straight and tall when she came close. Naruto Senju, you're now as I expect you to serve your village. Tsunade said in a serious tone before adopting a softer look. But, as a mother, I'm proud of you, but please keep getting stronger, I want you to return from every mission if possible. Naruto bowed towards her. Thank you Hokage-sama. After lifting his head, he gave her a hug. Thanks for believing in me Ka-chan. Tsunade smiled and kissed his forehead. No problem, how about later we go to Ichiraku's to celebrate, it's been a while since you've been there. Naruto smiled and nodded. Naruto then turned to Hinata and frowned. He approached a Hyuga who started to blush. Hinata, listen, I'm sorry I used your feelings for me to beat you. I didn't want to hurt since you've treated me better than most people. Forgive me. Naruto bowed. Hinata gasped and blushed. Why you mean? Naruto stood up and looked at her. Yeah, I know you like me. Hinata's face was red and started fidgeting. Well, what do you think? I think you're a pretty nice person, but I hardly know you and I feel like if I go out with you, it will be out of false affection. I am sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I don't want to be in a relationship unless I have some affection towards you. Hinata wanted to cry, but smiled. At least Naruto cared for her. She wasn't going to give up on him, but understood. I understand, and thank you for being honest. We can still be friends if you want. Naruto gave her a foxy grin. I like that. Very mature of you, Naruto-kun. Naruto turned to see Kurenai and Asuma approached. Thank you for sparring Hinata's feelings, also I'm sorry for always doubting you. You improved and from what Hokage-sama said, you were still holding back. Naruto rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, I didn't get to use much of what I learned. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly did you learn? Asuma asked. Naruto turned to Tsunade, who nodded and pulled out a scroll, opening before handing it to Asuma. Asuma and Kurenai looked at and read the content. Naruto Senju. From the Uzumaki and Senju clan. Ninjutsu low Jonin, Ninjutsu high Chunin, Ninjutsu mid Chunin, Ninjutsu non-existing. Ryujutsu mid Chunin. Overall skill puts him a low, high jutsu reserves, extraordinary healing abilities, jutsu chains, and have all 5 nature affinities. Excellent jutsu and battle tactics. Asuma dropped his cigarette while Kurenai gasped and both thought the same thing. Damn. Naruto turned to the genin. Sakura stepped forward and narrowed her eyes. We need to talk. Why haven't you told me or Sasuke-kun about this? Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then sayonara.